Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Matt and I am here to talk about how to package things properly for Amazon FBA. And what we're actually going to talk about is fragile glass items containing sauce like A1. I don't sell this product on Amazon, it's too competitive. And pasta sauce. All this stuff is pretty fragile when you're talking about you're going to send it to Amazon FBA. Then it's going to be in the warehouse. Something could happen in the warehouse. And then they're just going to put it in a little box with a couple pillows. They're not going to do anything with this. So it's likely, if you don't package this properly, it's likely going to break. And that's going to be a loss for you. I'm also going to cover how to package these cans. You may think these are indestructible, but really, if you actually just drop these a couple, even if once from this height, this thing's going to get dented and it's likely going to pop open because these are pull tabs. So these can be very, very fragile. You may not even think it, but that's the case. So you need to prep these properly for Amazon FBA if you want to avoid damages. Now, if you don't care about damages, just send them in and just deal with the cost at this point. But my damage rate on glass items and cans is less than 1%. Yeah, less than 1%. And that's even including the fraudulent returns people do on Amazon. That's pretty good, right? So here we go. What supplies you need are right here on my desk. I have poly bags. And if you buy the poly bags, you want this suffocation warning on it. So there's a link in the description for this product. But you can find your own on Amazon. And then you're going to need different kinds of bubble wrap. Here is like small, perforated. And perforated means that you can just tear it without even cutting it. So there's a line down the middle, every 12 inches or every 2 feet. The problem with perforated is when they put that line in there, they're popping those bubbles in order to create the perforation. Not a big deal on the small wrap, but on the big wrap, when you have perforated big wrap, what will happen is there'll be one row that's completely dead. Now this is non-perf. I prefer non-perf for jars because I'm going to show you why that's the case. I'm going to get right to that. The other thing I wanted to mention about bubble wrap is don't buy it on Amazon.com. Do not buy it on Amazon.com. It is some of the lowest quality bubble wrap that I've ever seen. I go through about $200 worth of bubble wrap every week, and I buy it locally. One, it's gigantic. So for you to buy it on Amazon, that person to make money needs to give you really crappy bubble wrap because they need to pay to ship this giant box to you. So think about that. They really need to cut costs somewhere. It's the quality of the product. Now, if you just call a couple big paper companies in your area, packaging companies in your area, and talk to them about price, tell them how much you want to buy, negotiate the price a little bit, you will get a better price than you will ever see on Amazon for bubble wrap. And you'll get it locally. You'll get it when you need it. It's so much better to buy this stuff locally. Another thing you might want to buy for glass bottles and even cans, if they're really high value cans, is cardboard boxes. So you buy them flat and you can basically build these out. This is probably a whole nother video on how to fold this up. I guess I could take this apart and show it to you. Maybe we can get into that later in the video if I'm able to even take this apart. But basically, these are amazing for high value glass products because not only are we going to put bubble wrap in this, but then you have the rigidity of the box that will take a lot of impact when you drop it. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how to basically package this in this cardboard box for Amazon FBA. Now, again, I want to highlight, you probably don't want to sell this product using this method because the margins might only be $1 return on something like this. This box is going to cost you maybe 60 cents, and the bubble wrap is probably going to cost you about 3 cents to 5 cents a foot. After you account for all these costs, this is not something you want to sell on Amazon. You're not going to make any money on it. But there are plenty other products that are higher end that might sell for $20, $30, $50 that are in glass bottles that you will want to make sure they don't break. Okay, so the first step, you can use a poly bag to basically, if this bottle breaks, you're going to insert this in the poly bag and close it with the glue seal. What that will allow it to do is if it does break, the mess will be contained. Most of it will be in the bag. As an option, you can do that. But what I'm going to do with this perf small bubble wrap is it's perforated, so I can just tear it like this without even cutting it. That's what's wonderful about perf. But sometimes it doesn't tear that easily. But here we go. I got 3 sheets, right? So one I'm actually gonna fold into the size of the bottom of the box. So I wanna fold it so that it's gonna basically fit nicely like a bed inside the box. And then what I'll do is I might decide, well, I wanna roll this bottle up in its own sheet of bubble wrap. So I'll do that. So roll it up and you get at least 1 layer on this. That's nice. And then you got some bubble wrap up here, you got some down there, and I'll put that in the bag, okay? Now it's starting to look really nice when the customer opens it. And the last step is I'm gonna do what I did on the bottom for the top layer. And I'm gonna tuck that in, and you get a really nice look for your customer as well. So this is not only gonna protect the bottle, if it's a high cost item, it's a lot nicer than what you might see other sellers doing. And then there you go. This thing, it's nice that it moves around a tiny bit, because if it doesn't move and somebody drops it, all the shock is going to be taken on the glass bottle. You want a little shake, and I got that shake here. So that's nice. And then what I will do with this is I would tape it. I would probably tape it all the way around the box once here, all the way around the box once here, and that should be pretty secure for Amazon. If you want to add a third loop around, do it. I mean, you have very little to lose. If this opens up in transit, you have a lot more to lose. So that is something you can do with this. So when the customer gets it, they're like, oh my God, this is really nice. I like how they pack this. This seller is really professional. Again, you're adding about 60 to 80 cents of cost to do this. So make sure you have margins, $6, $7 margins of profit on this when you're doing that. The last things you're gonna need to do for this box is you're gonna need expiration date labels. So you can print these out on your Dymo printer, or you can print them out on a Rollo, and you would put them on the box for Amazon. And then you're gonna print another label that's an FNK SKU label. Okay, I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but it's gonna be your Amazon inventory label, and you just put these on the front of the box. And so Amazon knows that this is not an expired product, because it's gonna expire in 6 years, and they'll know that it's your product because you put the extra label on it. That's how you send in 1 unit. Now, you might ask, well, what if I wanted to send in 2 bottles? Well, with this type of bottle, I would have 2 boxes, and I would literally tape them with nice packing tape and do it nicely. Don't just be like, do it nicely so it looks really good. And I would make sure that when you have the 2 together and you shake it, the boxes aren't wiggling all over the place. You want those boxes to be securely attached. I do that for 2 packs, and guess what? I've never had a problem. This is thousands of units. So if you're gonna do a 2-pack, you will need to use sold as set labels. So not only will you need these 2 labels that we talked about, then you'll need to add this sold as set. And that is for bundles, for 2-packs, anything where you're doing a multi-pack. So that's how you handle these types of boxes. You can use a box like this. This is a 6x6 box, and it's pretty quick to basically construct it. And this is great for cans. A 6x6x4 or 6x6. This is really going to be great if you're selling like high value canned goods, okay? So, you think about that. I could layer, the bubble wrap inside like we did as a bed, and then just put the cans in and then put some bubble wrap on top of it. That really works nicely for the cans. So what if you have an item that's not high value? Maybe you're going to sell this for $15 or $14.99. Remember, when you sell things for over $15, Amazon charges a dramatically higher commission rate. So if you're going to sell something like this, try to price it at $14.99 and not $15.99. Again, if you price it at $15.99, your net profit will be even less than if you charge $14.99. So let's get back to it. If you want to sell this for $14.99, and let's say your profit margin's like $3, maybe a box doesn't make sense, it's too expensive. The time involved in prepping the box, again, is expensive. The bubble wrap is expensive. All this stuff makes it unlikely you really want to use a box for a low-cost item. Maybe you're only selling this for $12. Okay, so think about that. That's where this big bubble, NonPerf, really comes in. So what I would do is I'd cut like a 2-foot sheet of this, and this tends to be really perfect for these types of things. Set it down on your table and literally just roll. Like center the thing in the bubble wrap and roll. And look at how beautiful this is. I literally have bubble protecting this entire jar. You can tape the top and you can tape the bottom. And if you look at this, you have a whole cushion of bubble at the bottom and the top of this item. Now, what you'd want to use is the poly bag once you put it in this, and you're going to want to, and I'm not going to be able to do it in this poly bag, but you'd want a large poly bag and you're going to put it in there and then seal it. What that's going to do is it's going to basically allow you to not have to tape it, because by putting it in the poly bag is going to press all this together. So you're going to have a nice cushioned, lower price jar of whatever that's glass, and it's going to be well protected. So you might be asking, well, that doesn't seem like it's well protected. Well, you know, Amazon's still going to put it in a cardboard box, and there still might be some of those cushions. So if you think if you didn't do this, then you wouldn't have anything, you just have the cushions. But if you do this, this actually is pretty good cushion for this jar. Now obviously, if somebody just drops it like this, it will break. This is not going to protect that. But my damage rate, again, I want to stress that, my damage rate on products like this is less than 1%. So this is working, and it's a low cost way. So you might say, well, what's the cost? So 2 feet of this is about anywhere between 8 cents and 12 cents, depending on where you buy it. So 2 feet of bubble wrap, 8 to 12 cents. And then your poly bag, your large poly bag is going to be like 4 cents if you're buying 1,000 at a time. So I'm paying 16 cents to prep this, you know, using my own workforce. So I'm paying for the workforce as well. Again, you probably want to make like $3 at least on this in order to cover the cost and for you to make a nice profit. So this is really good prep instruction for Amazon FBA. Again, with the cans, you could do the same thing. Like I could take this, and let's say I had a bunch of cans, like 5 of these, but I only have 3 now. You could prep it like this. You could just roll it and then poly bag it. And I think I might be able to get this in here. I wish I had a large bag. See how it goes in there. Yeah, it's going in. A large bag will save you time, or your employees time, because they can just get it in there. And check this out. This is what would happen. See, this bag's a little too small for all this bubble. Seal that up. And look at these cans. They're indestructible now. Now I can drop them and they probably actually bounce. Okay, so again, this is a great way. I mean, you can see it. It's encased in bubble wrap. It's amazing. Again, this is a product that is now a multi-pack. So again, don't forget, you're sold as set labels, which you can find a link in the description. So I'm going to peel this off. So this is how you prep your multi-pack or your bundle for Amazon FBA. Wow, that's a beautiful green label. This, let's say, is my FNSKU label. I'll put it there so Amazon can scan it. And then Amazon needs to know that this is not going to expire anytime soon. And bam, your customer's going to get something nice like this, and it's not going to be broken. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this really helps you get your stuff to Amazon in one piece, reduce your customer complaints for damaged items, and helps you make more money and reduces your cost so that you can build your business on Amazon FBA. If this was useful, subscribe to the channel, like the episode, and if you do have any questions, leave a comment. I will reach out to you, and I will try to answer that the best that I can. Good luck in your online reselling. Have a great day. I'll see you guys next time.